A horn being honked as soon as you step on the property is a sign that someone is plotting and planning. If you find yourself going out to places and you have things happening simultaneously as you move or as you do something, or when you go to grab something, say you're about to grab a cart and you're about to open your car door before your foot hits the ground. You walk up to a place and as soon as you hit the parking lot, now someone may think like these things just happen. It's a parking lot. People have keys. People have cars. People are going to honk their horn. But when people are seeing you and they're doing that, it's a way for them to communicate to you that they're watching you, or that they're on to you in some type of way. No one likes this kind of behavior to continuously happen. No one wants to continue to have to keep dealing with these types of situations. You have someone minding your business. You have someone all up in your business. You have someone that is trying to basically distract you, give you a hard time, harass your mind, engage in what we all know as no-touch torture. What they'll do is, as soon as you get on the premises, they do this to put you on edge, to irritate you. It's a way of messing with you without actually having to mess with you. And it's also a sign that you're targeted in this particular area. They're letting other people know that you're here. And really what it truly signifies is that the people that are doing this are afraid of you. People who are afraid of you have to try to induce fear. That way they can have a sense of power. That way they could feel that they have more control over you, more power over you, more control over the situation, whatever the situation is. But the situation is just that they don't know how to handle a person like yourself. You have a certain type of energy that causes people to react and act strange. So what they do with that is it causes them to form a level of hatred and jealousy, which is going to make them act in a way that is not normal. It's going to cause them to act in a way that is going to be irritable to you. You're going to find it irritating that this person would choose to behave this way. Because if they would just leave you alone and not do this to you, you wouldn't have any problem. But they have to try to cause you to react so that way they can take someone like yourself and get you up off the streets, or take someone like yourself and get you moved because you're tired of dealing with it. You know what? I'm just going to pick up and go to a new area. They do this because it's a level of hatred that they have inside of them. It's to annoy you and to bother you. So when you step on the scene and it seems that people are honking a horn based off of your movements, it's to cause you to become mad and angry. You have to be able to override those thoughts and feelings and not be emotional about it, because depending on how many times this has happened to you, And if you resonate with this video, it's possibly happened to you either more times than you would like or more times than you could count. It's just a bunch of fools, a bunch of dodo brains, a bunch of knuckleheads, a bunch of low life loser people. You know what I want to say. I want to say some other things about them, but for the sake of this video, I don't want to turn anybody off from it because of foul language. These people are idiots, and they play with people like this because it's fun for them. And if you live in a particular area where you have to frequent quite often, they'll do this repeatedly. And it's just another noise campaign. It's to irritate your mind. And I believe that it's a spirit that causes them to do this. And also, they're aware that they should do this because they notice a difference between themselves and yourself. And that difference is you're not one of them. You're not one of Satan's seed. You're not a devil baby. You're a child of God to the best of your ability. Not to toot your own horn or to throw that in anybody else's face, because we all have our downfalls. We all have our negative energy from time to time. We all have sides of us that need to be worked on and changed for the better. None of us are above self-improvement, but this is just downright evil. And they're trying to lower your vibration by making you feel that you're unwanted, making you feel like you don't belong out in public like everybody else. And these are the same individuals that pretend that they need to feel safe around you. Anyone that causes you to become irate, but in the same fashion feels they need to be protected from you, that's a crazy person. That's a person who doesn't know if they're coming or going. That person doesn't know which end is up. They don't know whether they love you or they hate you. But they're so focused on you and so worried about you and overtaken by your glow that they lose themselves. They're confused as to whether to appreciate you or to start trouble with you. So that only leaves them to try and do something without actually seeming like they're doing it. Because you're a good person and you don't bother anyone. So they have to take on the spirit of fakeness. These are the same people that will hop out of a car, hit the horn and lock it like you want their piece of junk. Couldn't even get $500 from it at an auto auction, and they think somebody would want to take it. These are the same people who hop out the vehicle as soon as you go to a particular place. You may even have to wait. The energy is so negative. These are the same type of people that rush you when you're about to walk into a place, but want to smile in your face and pretend that they're a good-spirited, like-spirited person such as yourself. And you could tell by the way they're presenting themselves, you could tell by the way they're interacting with you that that's the total opposite. They're not a good person. There's nothing good about them at that particular moment, at that particular point in time anyway. But being someone who always has to deal with these kinds of things, it would be kind of strange to not think that there's some type of code, there's some type of Morse code, some type of secret language, some type of alerting, some type of bringing to people's awareness that one of us is on the scene. And I believe they do this, like I said, out of fear. They're afraid, but they're trying to portray themselves as tough or strong or hard, or like they got heart, when really they don't have no heart at all. Because if they did, they would have some respect for other people except themselves. But they tend to not do that, do they? No, they don't. People who do this are wicked, because you're torturing someone. It's like Chinese water torture. After a while, a person's not going to take too kindly to this kind of behavior. Now, if you're like me, you've more than likely leveled up past these types of deeds, these types of evil works. But it brings you to the awareness that maybe I should just stay inside. Maybe I should just go somewhere else. And I don't want you to take on that spirit. I want you to realize that you're always protected. I want you to realize that you're always safe. And I want you to realize that there's nothing that they can do to you. Hence them trying to cause a problem from afar. But you'll have some of these individuals who feel brave enough to try to start something with you up close and personal. And you've done nothing to them at all. It seems like they hate you for no reason at all. It seems like they want to try to start a problem with you for no reason at all other than you just being there. That's how you know that your glow has irritated someone. That's how you know that your energy is pissing them off. The God in you has them at their wits' end. They can't even stand it. They got to honk a horn to try to relieve some stress. They got to honk a horn to try to feel better about themselves. That is a low vibrational person right there. That person is on a very low frequency. But they use these types of no-touch torture weapons, mind harassment weapons, mental warfare, psychological warfare weapons to wear you down, to try and break you down, and to make you lose it. Because trust and believe, they see you toughen it out. You're watched throughout the community. People know who you are. People may even come up to you for no reason at all and just say things that don't make sense. These are people who are sent out specifically to do this. These people have handlers. They have someone instructing them. They have someone guiding them. They have someone sending emails and text messages and calls. A lot of them will possibly be on the phone when they're doing this, or they may have a phone out. In my case, they just try to either get in my way, they try to block me from getting to places, they hop out of vehicles as soon as I get on the scene. And it's like when people are afraid of you and you're non-threatening, but they're still afraid just by your presence alone, you really got somebody scared. When you just standing there and they feel the fear, and they feel the fear and they're still afraid. These people are trying to portray a level of toughness, or they're trying to instill that fear in you that you have instilled in them. They have a false sense of courage. They got a false bravado, trying to appear like they're tough, but they're not. You're not tough by doing something that doesn't even cause you to have to physically touch someone, but they want you to have to physically touch them. They want you to physically get rough with them, put your hands on them so they can call the authorities, they can call the 911, they can call the police. Because what else would occur if you were to actually lose your cool and get into it with them? but it's like they're looking for it. They want you to behave that way. They want you to damage their vehicle so they can get a new car, so they can sue you, so that way they could ruin your life, get you with some type of charge on your record, God forbid. That's what soulless beings do. That's what people who hate you do. That's what people who have hate in their heart do. The works of the devil are deceitfully wicked. All right, the works of the devil are deceitfully wicked. So when you have people that are doing this and you have to deal with it a lot, you're going to have to let these things go. You're going to have to breathe in some good energy and expel those negative spells. All right, no touch torture is a form of mind control because there's nothing, next to nothing that can be done about it, because it's something that you know is for you. It's something that you know is being done to you and for you, but since they're not touching you, it would make you seem irate or make you seem like there was something wrong with you if you went to address this issue. The getting in front of, the acting rude out to in public, the toying with your mental state, with the noise campaigns. These are things that they do to try and get you to slip. It's a way for them to express their hatred in a cowardly format. It's a way for them to bully you like the cowards and like the punks they are. So say as little to them as possible. Don't go up to them, I know you honk that horn for me. Don't do things like that because it's just a waste of your time. It's exactly what they want. They are trying to get your attention. They're trying to get you to step to them. They're trying to get you to go out of your way, take time, precious time that you'll never get back out of your day, to go up to them so they could ignore you and get a kick out of acting like they don't know what you're talking about. Because the devil's gonna devil, and there's no honesty within that devil. There's no honesty within that loser. There's no honesty within that hater. There's no honesty within a jealous person except for the honesty in the jealous acts. See, you could see the honesty in the action, but that jealous person is not going to be honest about their actions. You can tell a lot by how a person chooses to act toward you. You can easily see that, you know what? This situation was created to try and get me out of character, to try to get me to snap, spaz out, get upset, and act crazy. Because sometimes we feel that that's the only option we have, but it's really not going to solve anything. And what it really will do is prove to others that, see, I told you, because they do this, but they're already in the process of smearing your name, or they will smear your name because what they did, they could lie. I didn't do that. What are you talking about? I just was locking my car. That's what my car does. The horn goes off. But as soon as you step in the parking lot, as soon as you get near their car, as soon as you go to do something, as soon as you walk in your room, as soon as you sit on the bed, as soon as you put your key in the door, all these coincidences that no one's going to take into consideration except for yourself. Because you've recognized the patterns. You know what they're doing, and they know what they're doing. You know what they're doing, they know what they're doing, but the only honest person in the situation is going to be yourself. So what you have to do is you have to let go of that and let God and allow him to destroy this wicked person from the inside out. All right, you have to not taking the anger that they want you to. People who behave like this are already butthurt. They're already mad. They're already possessed. So let that possession destroy them. Let it take over them. As long as it's not getting too physically, as long as it's not becoming a physical issue, leave it alone. People who won't move out of your way, people who will block your way, say excuse me if they don't hear you after the first or second time, even the third time, they're just gonna stand there and be rude. They're asking for you to move them out the way. So politely just use your hand and stiff arm them out the way. Don't shove nobody to the ground. Don't send nobody to the hospital. Just push them out of the way. Or you could use your cart to bum rush through them. Not in a way that's going to send anybody to the hospital, but just bump them out the way. They'll get the message. And you could even smile at them. Don't allow these situations to make you angry. Don't allow these situations to make you upset. Somebody honks their horn up at you, don't walk up to nobody's car. All right, they could possibly try to use that vehicle as a weapon. Because if you're not in a car and they're in a car, even if you are in a car, you should still consider it a weapon. There's no telling what these types of crazies might do. Might try to cause an accident and say you caused it. So you have to be smart when you're dealing with people like this. I know it gets tiring. I know it gets annoying. I know you're ready for a change. If you have to, when you go out, if it happens that much to the point where you can't ignore it, wear some headphones. Keep your head on the swivel. Wear some earbuds. Get you some noise cancellation headphones. When you take your walk or when you go to a store. Should nobody be talking to you anyway? You're not a store clerk. You don't have to help anybody when you go out, especially if it's an area where you have to go and this type of issue takes place. You just get in, get what you need, and get out. If you have to, go early in the morning when it's not a lot of people there, or go at night when nobody could even see it's you. And if you have to, wear a disguise. Cover your head up, cover your face up, put on a mask. People are still wearing masks. That's another tactic that people use. They will dress like somebody else. They'll dress like another person. You won't be able to tell it's them. All right. So you have people honking at you. Yes, it was for you. Yes, it was at you. Because you can tell that because it will happen simultaneously when you go to do something. As soon as you walk in the door, as soon as you grab a cart, as soon as you step out the car, as soon as you step onto the parking lot, as soon as you walk past them. I'm asking you to ignore it. I'm asking you, not asking, but telling you. All right, I'm not even asking, I'm telling you to ignore that stuff. Because it's just the devil. You're doing things that are so good and you're doing things that are so right. And you have people that are so jealous of you and have so much hatred toward you that they want to try and make you look like a bad person in the public eye. People will look at you. People will see your glow. People will see your anointing presence. People will see the God in you. People will feel the God in you and fear the God in you. It's because they're not living right. They're doing something that's wrong. They're not doing something that's right. They're living unrighteously. And they want to cause you to feel the brunt of their pain for that. They see you're blessed. They're not blessed like that because their actions, their evil heart, their dirty heart, their dirty energy won't allow them to be so, to do so, to have so. And that's not your issue. They got to take that up with the big guy. They got to take that up with the man upstairs or the man upstairs within. Neither of which should be an issue for you. So keep your cool. Don't react. Ignore those corny horn honkers. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.